Hi everybody, this is my third video today, and you know, it does also relate to Brexit, all of this, because I tell you now, environmental protection laws, if we get a hard Brexit or even this Brexit with a deal, they're gone. Now, 1 in 10 UK wildlife species faces extinction, major report shows. So it's about the destructive impact of intensive farming, urbanisation and climate change on plants, animals and habitats. So, you know, we're not talking about just one thing here. As usual, all the problems and issues we face in life are the result of several key factors, okay? So already, as things stand right now, we are set to, you know, 1 in 10 of our wildlife species are threatened with extinction. Now, recently there's been huge concerns about the impacts of netting. Now, there is a law that protects sites where birds are nesting, and especially any creatures that are on the endangered list, if that's their home, their habitat, because as a species, you see, one of the last connections to our humanity, and actually our rights to live on this flat planet, our rights to survive on this planet, one of our key connections is to protecting the environment, to caring about the environment, to not overly infringe on nature and give it space to live and grow and thrive, even within our inner cities, that we live alongside nature. I mean, already we're only giving crumbs, really, in terms of the due respect that we should be paying to nature, the natural world, without which we would not be here. So, you know, that nature is our life. That nature kept us alive for thousands and thousands and thousands of years before there was any electricity or central heating or an NHS. And we still need to hold on, and we need to hold on stronger, more than ever now. We are needed to stand up for the rights of our natural environment and the creatures that thrive within those natural environments. We need to stand up, because basically every area of green land in Britain is a corporate opportunity to develop. Nobody cares that most of the offices they're building are standing empty. Nobody cares about that, because, you know, the councillors have had the backhanders, everybody's pockets have been lined, the masons, building corporations have all been kept busy, haven't they? You know, the public purse has been pouring funds into buying the corporate cement. They're not bothered. Their profits are about now, in the here and now, the next year. That's all they're bothered about, okay? They aren't bothered about the life of Britain that includes the life of the natural world. They could not give a toss. The same as they couldn't give a toss for our children. That's why British children have got no child protection directives in place. Britain is a nightmare when it comes to child protection. And now we can't even protect our environment. I mean, is it any wonder we can't protect our children? We can't protect our environment. I mean, people are being asked to sign this petition. I'll share it. I hope that you sign it. But at the end of the day, is a petition really going to help? This has happened immediately as we're facing either the hard or the soft, the deal or no deal Brexit, either one. The government is not committed to upholding workers' rights or human rights, animal rights, and especially not the environment. And overnight, everywhere's being netted, you know, and it isn't just in Gloucestershire, it's everywhere. They're moving in, the corporate developers, oh, right, come on, get the cement mixers going. We can sell ground up rocks to the people, destroy their wildlife and sell them cement, Seriously, people, understand what is going on here. You know, and then you've got people, oh, but, you know, they're providing jobs, really. Well, why don't you train people to care for the environment and give them jobs doing that instead of covering environments with cement? Car parks, I mean, in Sheffield, my Sheffield friends, you know, they're trying to save this really beautiful old cemetery that basically the council wants to move in and start cement works all over the place. A car park for the disabled they want to provide. Seriously. In a time when actually when actually disabled peoples are losing their cars. And why? Because, oh, a corporation has taken over disability benefits. Yeah, a private corporation is now earning profits off the fact that people in Britain get disabled and need benefits. They're profiting from it. They've stripped a quarter of them of their rights, perhaps a third actually, of their rights to have a car. And then in come the council with their corporate cronies. Yeah, we want to chop all these trees down, destroy all this wildlife, natural habitat, in order to put a car park there for the disabled. You really couldn't make it up, could you? You really couldn't make it up. Now, as I've stated, this is the kind of thing they're doing, okay? But this is really serious, you know. This has already been going on. Licence to kill: wren, bullfinch, skylark, oystercatcher, robin, 40 species on Natural England's death list. Natural England have confirmed that they issued licences to shoot at least 40 species of birds between 2015 and 2018. The list of species makes for shocking reading and includes such treasured birds as the skylark, blackbird, great tit, red kite, moorhen, mute swan, kestrel, bullfinch, peregrine, falcon, golden plover, robin and wren. Wren! Look, people, you know when I'm explaining here, we are the last living line of defence for the future of our children. I'm not having a laugh. I'm not playing games. I'm not scaremongering, but this is scary. This is scary. What has been unleashed in Britain? How do you shoot a wren? Pellet guns? You know, do the people that allow this, have they got shares in pellet guns? Have they? What is going on? What is going on? Oh, what? So they don't have to net. They don't have to net our trees because the communities don't like seeing it. Oh, so let's go and kill the birds and at the same time make a profit with all the pellet guns. Let's raise a generation of children who go out to kill wrens and sparrows for fun. And this is what is happening. This is what is happening. Look, shared footage and their outrage on Twitter. Birds are getting trapped in the nets. Birds are getting trapped in the nets. They're trying to get to the trees because they return a lot of them to the same trees. They can see the trees there. They try and get through the net. Released a video showing birds trapped beneath the nets, and this is all over an area which has planning permission to build 40 homes on the site. Okay. There are lands, there are areas that we can build homes. But this is going on a massive scale. It's going on a massive scale. There are council estates in Britain that really need to be rebuilt. Social housing. But who's going to be able to afford to live in these homes? Who's going to be owning these homes? Are British people going to be owning them? Not really, no, are they? British people are going to be on a mortgage. And after Brexit, when interest rates suddenly skyrocket, everybody will be turfed out, won't they? Who will be able to afford a home in Britain? I wonder if the corporations workers, you know, the immigrants they'll be bringing in from abroad to do the highest paid jobs, any job over 30,000. Will they be living in these homes? Will there be corporate housing owned by corporations? Will there be an Amazon council, an Amazon estate for Amazon workers? You know, is this what it's going to come down to? That literally we're not just dependent on a place for our job, but it's our home on the line as well. No. I tell you, you don't know. I know how far madness can go when you leave it. It can go so far, you know, because most people can't even comprehend madness. They can't comprehend it. They don't realise when it starts staring them in the face. They start making excuses for it. They start turning away. They start burying their head in the sand till the madness is at the door and there's a knife at the throat. And how far do you think that madness is going to go now? Why didn't you stop the guy from getting anywhere near anybody in the first place? The madman. Because that is what we are dealing with here. And as I say, as a species, as a species, humanity being apparently the most intelligent and skilled species on the planet, we have a lawful duty, according to universal law, to protect the rights of our environment. And if we can't do that, we are a cancer. We are nothing more than a cancer. And this species will destroy itself. You're doomed, humanity. You're doomed. Because we need to protect... We need to protect the wildlife, the creatures in our own nation. Every nation needs to do that. We all need to take responsibility. We cannot keep living as if really nothing's real in this world except what comes out of the corporate's mouth. You know what? Well, the corporate asshole, let's be honest. Okay, whatever it shits out. Oh, that's real. The corporate shit. The corporate crap's real. But this little bird isn't real. The trees aren't real, are they? The insects. I mean, seriously, how far can you walk away from reality, humanity, and still call yourself a human being? How far? How far? You think you're a human being, or are you a corporate slave? Are you a mental slave, an emotional slave? This is outrageous. We need, as a species, to start caring for our planet. The children have spoken. Do you think the children are only concerned about climate change? Don't you think the children are concerned about this? About this? Well, it's time we showed our concern. I mean, in Sheffield, as I say, my friends there, they've been campaigning so hard, trees being chopped down. We know it's for 5G. We know it's for 5G. What does 5G do? Oh, it kills birds as well. And insects. Check the information out, people. We are in very, very, very serious times, and the general populace of Britain has been lulled into a soapbox sense of security. And the facade's going to come crumbling down, crashing down, and you won't know what to do. You will be scared. They're talking about removing our human rights. This is no joke. And how can they do that? How have they managed to reach the point in this country, the powers governing us, how have they managed to reach the point where they can talk casually about scrapping our human rights? How have they reached that point that they would even dare to say it? I would dread to think what would happen in France if Macron stood up and said he was going to scrap their human rights. Britain, you're sleepwalking into oblivion. And I'm being told to shut up. Oh, stop getting upset. You're getting too upset. Really, am I getting too upset? How upset is this little bird? I plead with Britain, look, we need to stop caring. We need compassion. We need to live with compassion. And that's what scares me most about this Brexit stuff, because compassion is literally cut out and tossed in the bin. It really is. It is all about grab what you can, corporate profits, and it really, really, look how the dormouse is returning to England's hedgerows after 100 years. Well, not for much longer. Hedgerows were protected all over the country. People were told to you know, set up hedgerows. Look what's happening now. Look what's happening. Because that was an EU initiative, protecting wildlife, looking after, caring for wildlife. Like I say, I couldn't give a toss for the governments of the EU, the EU ruling bodies, you know, who are generally corrupt in the pockets of the corporations anyway. But the people of the EU have devised these laws. The people of the EU produced child protection directives. The people of the EU support human rights. The people of the EU support their workers' rights. Because all of them all of them EU parliamentarians know for a fact that if any of them start backing down on these rights, they're gone. They're gone. But not in Britain. Not in Britain. What is happening? What has happened to Britain? That this has been allowed. And it hasn't been headline news. Instead, what do we get for headline news? Oh, you know, Jeremy Corbyn's said something about Israel's horrible, disgusting, despicable treatment and murder against the Palestinian people. Oh, he's complained about it. He is an anti-Semite. He's an anti-Semite. You know, let's have a whole debate about anti-Semitism. But what about this? This is more important. That, you know, Israel is another country. It isn't Britain, isn't it? You know, how about us looking what's happening at home? How about us showing some concern for our fellow creatures of Britain? These creatures are British creatures as well, and they deserve our attention.